Hello, hello, hi there, and what it do, and all of that. Yo, 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 what it do? Mute that bozo is in the house. Sweet. Smelly pants? Damn, dude. It's your birthday? Well, happy birthday, Pope Jim. Another 365 days of suffering and torment for you. The Last Jedi was amazing. Oh. Okay. What is up? What it do? What it do? What it do? What it do? Shit's happening on YouTube. Filthy Frank retired and it's all my fault. Yeah, dude. He heard my rhymes and he was like, there's no way I can continue to perpetrate as a rapper when Paul Z goes out there. I gotta close up shop, man. Shit and goddamn it. God damn it and shit it all. Go the entire stream without vaping? Okay. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah, I didn't want to fucking. You know what? Since so many people are saying it, I'm just gonna admit it. Evan LaFlavor did kill DP. God, man, I just can't. I can't. I can't keep lying to the people. You know what I mean? It was Evan LaFlavor all the time. Fat, black, micro, etc. Is Jerusalem Israeli? Isn't that what Trump said? Trump proclaimed it to be so, right? Trump was like, it is past time that we recognize Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Evan LaFlavor always sounded like a disgustingly sour person. No, dude, he's not. I was just joking about Evan LaFlavor. Don't send any hatred his way. You want to poop on somebody, poop on me. I'm here publicly, not necessarily wanting to be pooped on, but certainly poop can be flung in my direction. What are your thoughts on drinking shit water? Probably not a good idea. Can you load beard me for $17? Sure. Times is tough, man. You can do whatever you want. You'll need to stop pointing fingers about the ending of DP. It's fucking stupid and immature. Well, I mean, you know, I think it's both of those things to an extent, but I also think it's kind of natural when a show like this ends for people to want to simplify the narrative by pointing the finger one way or the other, this direction or that direction. But, in this case, doing a couple of these and TJ releasing a couple of statements and stuff have been an attempt to diffuse a lot of that. I don't know how well that's going to go. We are sad, Paul. We are sad. Yes. You'll miss the delays the most. Yeah, man. A good delay. That is going to be a. That's going to be a tough one to let go of. A good old delay. TJ's not here, so you'll have to ask TJ the next time he's present. What are your thoughts on the Iran riots? I know very little, if anything, about them. Hey, Paul, super down about DP, but genuinely hopeful for your guys' futures as a fan. I really think you guys need to include Billy in whatever comes next. He's taking the end really hard. He's not the only one, not to diminish, that, but I don't know that anybody's taking this in stride. It's not just not a fun thing. But I'll always consider Billy a friend, and I think he's going to be just fine. I discovered my mother's corpse today, and I'm really struggling, and I just want to die and could use some advice. Assuming that that's true, you should probably talk to a professional person. Grief can be a pretty tough thing. Very serious but off-topic question. Are you John Goodman's son? I can neither confirm nor deny those rumors. Hello, Marshall. Life of a skooma addict. Thanks for the sound advice. I should have expected. Yeah, well, I'm just, there's not a whole lot that I can do with a little bit of information, and I don't want to say the wrong thing in a trying time to you. So, my friend ran away out west hitchhiking. That's, I don't know, maybe your friend needed an adventure. Is Ben doing okay mentally? You'd have to ask Ben. I assume that he's okay. Had 2 teeth pulled earlier today. Smoked some pan for you. For you? Okay. That I can do. You just farted and ruined the flavor of this dab. Damn. That must have been a greasy fart, man. To totally fucking ruin the entire flavor of a dab. Wonder what Brett Keane has to say about this. I don't. I don't wonder at all. Thanks for streaming so much. It's like a therapy session. I don't know about that, but you getting a service cat? What does a service cat do? Like, I guess maybe a cat could be like an emotional comfort animal or whatever. I know that sometimes dogs are licensed in that way. Pepsi or Coke? Pepsi. go the fuck to sleep. Why don't you not worry about me and worry about yourself, buddy? How about that? How about you go to sleep? All right? How about you get into your PJs and put on your little nightcap and get under the covers and start counting sheep, okay? What is your ideal for the future of Cinema for Cynics? My ideal? I don't know. I would like to see Cinema for Cynics grow to incorporate maybe a couple other personalities. Have some, specialized shows looking at different angles of movies and entertainment from different people's perspectives. Talented people. If there's a long-term goal for Cinema for Cynics, I think that's it. You just heard about what happened to TJ. What happened to TJ? Hey, Paul, will you be on TJ's new podcast? Yes. Yes, I will. Thank you, Joe's History. I appreciate it. Keep the What the Fuck Happened series on Cinema for Cynics going. Both of these vids have tons of views. Well, yeah, and of course that is part of what it's about. But I really enjoy making those videos. So I have no plans on stopping. Brett Keanu. The new podcast will be the same as DP, except Ben is replaced by Tim Allen. When did you lose your virginity? I lost my virginity, how many years ago would it have been? About 20 years ago. And I lost it by putting my penis into a woman's vagina. Ben is being replaced by Evan LaFlavor. Okay. Any chance somewhere down the line you might have a DP reunion show just for a one-off? I don't know, dude. It's 2 a.m. and I have to sleep. Paul, wish you guys luck. Cool. Have a good sleep, my friend. None of us get what happens. It feels like the rug was pulled out from under us. I mean, in part, that's one of the reasons why I've wanted to do a couple of these streams, and why the other guys have joined me for a couple of these streams, and why TJ has made a couple of videos addressing fan concerns. Obviously, not everything is for everybody to hear, but to try and demystify it and lessen that feel of having the rug just jerked out from under you is something that I think everybody's interested in doing. So what was the best part about the last two meetups? Very curious to hear. The last two meetups that I attended would have been Albuquerque and Seattle. And both very different meetups. The best thing about the meetups for me is always meeting the fans and just kind of hanging out with people and shooting the shit and drinking heavily. Those are, you know, very simple things, but they're always my favorite things. Where's more ghetto? Stockton, Modesto, or Fresno? Fresno's probably got more ghetto in it than either of those other places. But Stockton's pretty bad just overall. Like I said, I think there's probably more ghetto in Fresno County, but Stockton itself is pretty much all ghetto. So even though it's smaller. Since DP has sadly ended, will you be a part of TJ's new podcast? Yeah. Yep. Please make an actual Drunken Peasants t-shirt. Y'all have none. That's not true. The original Smoke Pan Every Day shirt is a Drunken Peasants shirt. Do you think that TJ changing his name on YouTube has led to his channel falling in views and subs? I don't know, honestly. I'm sure that probably happened with some people. They didn't recognize the name anymore, and so kind of just disappeared. But I don't think that it's responsible in total. Can you be honest with us and tell us the real reason DP split from Ben? Seems weird. I feel like you're all going with TJ IDK about Billy, though. You know, I've done 2 of these long streams now talking about you know, the show and trying to answer questions and be forthcoming when I can. And the truth of it is that nobody that isn't involved is probably ever going to know exactly everything. And that's true of any kind of business that dissolves or friendship that dissolves or whatever. And I understand when there's a podcast that's personal like this one is, and you know, people get invested in not only watching the show but in the personalities on the show, that it is pretty natural for people to want to know everything. And you know, I think that you guys should feel I don't know, maybe not privileged is not the word. You guys should feel honored to be amongst an audience where the creators, you know, care about that audience enough to talk about what's going on and to try and give what explanation can be given. And, you know, to those of you that feel that you want that or need that for reasons outside of just wanting to be involved in the drama, I'm sorry that you can't have it. You're not really saying anything. I mean, I don't think that's true. Shut up, Paul. Andy Worski said he's going to shoot up Hasbro's offices. Okay, good for Andy Worski. Could you do me a favor? Could you please never give me an update on anything that Andy Worski does ever again? That would be great. Like, I can't think of something that I care less about than a Warski update. Thank you for explaining. I've been away for a few days, so I've missed your live streams. Hope everything works out for the best. I just love the banter between you and TJ. Cool, man. Tell us one word of the new DFF title. No. Andy Warski isn't that bad. I mean, I heard I was sitting tonight listening and doing some writing. I was listening to Destiny debating Andy Warski, and it didn't go well for Andy Warski, in my opinion. It was not a good appearance, and it was kind of revealed, I guess, some of the reasons why I'm not a huge fan of Warski. I think that you know, Destiny called him out on some of the worst, most egregious things that he does. Chief among them being just an absolutely bottom-feeding anti-SJW dork who is more interested in finding ridiculous feminist videos from some super left-wing college to make fun of than talking about actual substantive problems. I mean, I think in a huge way, this entire race realism debate that's going on now is a gigantic distraction, like a lot of things are, from the real problems going on in the world. You sound like Dusty. You sound like Dusty. Philly the Bridge for Best Peasant. I agree, dude. Best Peasant, Billy. I'm officially calling you, TJ, and Paul the Triumvirate. Who's you, though? Because I'm Paul. TJ's my friend, but who's you? Man, now I'm creeped out. Is there somebody else in this room that I don't know about? Oh, I occupy 2 spaces. Got it. Is there anything Billy does like weekly that we could watch? I know that Billy does his own kind of show like this. I don't know if he does it weekly, but I know that he does it pretty routinely. So you can go watch that. Hey, Paul, I just heard the news about DP and now I'm sad. I'm sorry to hear that, man. But keep your chin up, bub. Nothing is ever over. Remember that. That's not always a comforting thought to have, but sometimes it is. And it's true. Nothing is ever over. No episode 420 of DP. No. Sorry for the vocal fry. I know people hate that. Hey, everybody. Listen to my vocal fry. Oh, how's it going? Yeah. Should I smoke Blue Dream or Purple Kush? I'm not certified to make this choice myself. Dude, mix the two. That's the answer. You like vocal fry? It's calming. I think it's annoying, man. I don't know. I mean, it's inevitably going to happen as people are speaking sometimes, but people that really like emphasize the vocal fry, it makes me want to dunk my head in a toilet. God darn it, I was in the shower, Paul. Sorry. What's vocal fry? It's that, hey, hey everybody, vocal fry. That like, ugh. The Grudge. Yeah, kind of. The Grudge kid had vocal fry. Enough! Enough! One, two. Just want to show some support. I was initially sad about DP ending, but I'm optimistic about the future. I'm looking forward to what you guys will do next. Love you. Thank you, my friend. This makes you my competitor. I want to hear you say it with your voice and not your little dog. Woof, 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 woof. It will scroll for you, you know? Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to break myself of the habit, but sometimes I have to stop and go back. I have to go back a lot to read longer comments like this one. I've been thinking about doing videos similar to your and TJ's early videos where he rants, makes good points at the same time, but about things happening in Australia. How can I grow some balls? Dude, you just gotta sack up and do it. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, dude. Sometimes balls grow after the initial fact, dude. The spirit of DP will live on. Good luck in the future. Thank you, my friend. $1 Australian. Thank you. ...2018 predictions. Yes. Donald Trump will be indicted in the Russia probe. And in order to distract from it, will start an ill-advised war with North Korea, which will end ultimately in North Korea launching several nuclear devices at different countries, who will, of course, respond. China, in particular, will respond very aggressively to the nuclear attack by launching all of its nukes. And then once that happens, you know, the seams just come apart and everyone's nukes are in the air. And the surface of the Earth, the habitable surface of the Earth, will be turned into an irradiated, burned out husk. Any large mammalian life on land that's still alive after 20 or 30 days will be, you know, on its way out, slowly but surely dying off. And by 2019, there really should be nothing of substance walking on the surface of the Earth anymore. I mean, that's just a prediction. I don't know. Paul, do you think there's a chance that the Sargon-Packman debate will happen on the new podcast? You know, I'd love to have debates like the recent Kyle Razor Fist debates. I don't know if that debate particularly will happen on the new podcast, but I would love to see those types of things. What do you think is the all-time greatest episode of DP? Somebody asked me that last night, And you know, it's hard to choose, but the 24-hour show to me was pretty special. It was just kind of this crazy cavalcade of characters and nonsense that went on and on and on, and the conversation stayed lively and funny and fun pretty much throughout. I don't know. It just was what it was. Yeah, man, 24 was not an easy show, but it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. Do you have to obey TJ's demands for the new podcast, or do you your own input? I think I put together a sentence from that. Um, you know, input is input, and you can't be on a podcast that's structured around, you know, creative conversations and not have creative input. So I truly do hope TJ knows what he's doing. I mean, if anybody does, TJ does. The guy has a history of surviving and doing this on YouTube. People, don't forget about Ben. Support him if you can. Love all you guys, and best wishes. I totally agree, and thank you for that. Much love from Danbury, Ohio. Take more of my money. Thank you, Danbury, Ohio. Why did I join Brett's Discord server on Christmas, and why am I still in it? Dude, I don't know. That is a personal problem that you're going to have to handle without input from me. Hey, Paul, are you guys still going to look into politics and crazy people on the new podcast? You know, probably not in the exact same way, but I don't see how that's avoidable. You know what I mean? I love TJ, but he introduced and led me on an amazing journey with Ben. That's absolutely true. Can't wait for the new show. I'm excited as well. I kind of always want to be doing these things, so I'm ready. New show with 200% more fat. 200%. Wow. 200% fats. It's amazing that Brett killed DP by bringing up Ben's infidelity, causing Ben to pull the episode, which pissed off TJ and caused him. Man, dude, that is a very, very complex fucking set of things that have said that there's absolutely no way that you would know the truth behind any of those claims. Man, dude, the layers of conspiracy theory are getting pretty thick and crusty, dude. We cut this conspiracy theory in half, we can see the fucking layers of sediment. Would you tempt new viewers with a lustful corn dog? A lustful corn dog? What's a lustful corn dog look like? Is it like pink batter? Ben was recruited by the Illuminati, and TJ wanted no part of that. Dude, fucking nailed it. You nailed it. I mean, nobody's ever going to request a flushing and get it. A flushing happens when a flushing needs to happen on this channel, and not before and not after. You must now prepare the sauce. What Flushing? Can you direct me to the last Flushing? No. I don't know what episode of this it was or what it was called. Maybe somebody in the chat will know. But it did happen. It's out there somewhere. It's one of these. Change that bong water, dag nabbit. What bong water? Ugh. Did kids call you Mr. Parky when you worked at a school? Some, I guess, did. Most of the time I was called computer dude or computer guy. But, you know, sometimes I'd get a Mr. Parky here or there. Yo, Paul, who's your favorite Overwatch character? My favorite? I don't know, dude. I like Torbjorn, man. I like building turrets. Dame Drops is a dead channel. Really? The damn guy. Paul is Torb one trick confirmed. Absolutely, dude. But my Torb game is strong. My turrets never miss. That's something that you need to know about me, dude. If my turret fires at somebody, that shot hits them. What's next for Cinema for Cynics? Keep up the good work, Paul. Here's more moolah. Thank you, Keith Dickens. What's next is just more reviews. You know, interesting lists when I come up with them. More TJ and I suffering our way through unwatchably bad schlock cinema. More pitch wars. More off the cuff reviews. And like TJ said, I'd love a Blu-ray release of the greatest hits of DP. I'll be honest with you, I would love that. I would buy a copy of that to have for myself. And I'm hoping that it can be worked out, that can happen. Jeremy Johns put it in his top 10 movies of 2017. What a nightmare. What a fucking nightmare. Yeah, I thought about doing a best movies, and I still might. I still might do a best and worst movies that I saw in 2017. But the fact of the matter is that I started pretty late in the year going to see new movies as they came out. It just wasn't something that I did at the beginning of the year, so I don't really feel qualified to judge the entire year because there's quite a few films I didn't get to see this year. But I certainly know pretty easily what the two best and two worst films that I saw this year were. So I think that might be an interesting video to do. What's your favorite Tim Allen line? I like that line when somebody, like, for example, they might say like, "Hey Tim, the toilet overflowed," and he goes, How do you feel about the new Star Wars, or is it out there already? I've talked about it before. I haven't really put it out there in an official way, but I found it to be a pretty mediocre film, much in the same way that I found The Force Awakens to be kind of a mediocre film. It's mediocre for different reasons, and for some of the same reasons. Mostly a bland central cast that doesn't see a whole lot of growth or increase in interest over the two movies. That's what I think is really at the heart of the mediocrity coming out of them. I guess maybe forced characters are another thing that I would throw out there as an example of the mediocrity of the new Star Wars films. They're just characters that are kind of injected into the plot that you're supposed to care about, when, Star Wars never had to do that. Those characters were fleshed out and you cared about them for different reasons, organically as part of the watching experience. And many of the supporting cast, especially of the new Star Wars film, feel utterly unnecessary. Many long nights, these chats have gotten me through really hard times, man. I love having these comfy times together. Thank you, King Cobra. I like it too. I hope Tim Allen dies a horrible death, more painful than all other deaths ever experienced put together, while his children watch laughing at their pathetic fallen father. Yeah, and I hope while he burns and drowns at the same time, he goes, "Ugh!" Have you ever heard about the new Halloween movie coming out on October 19th, 28? I heard that there was one being made. I don't know much about it. Since you go to so many movies, have you heard of Movie Pass? Yes, I have it, actually. Thank you. It's actually a really good deal if you're a person that goes to the movies a lot. I don't really... I remember reading about it, and the guy said that he's capable of continuing it because so many people purchase it and don't use it. Because it really doesn't make sense. $10 a month, and you can basically go see a movie every day if you want. You can see one movie in a theater every day with your Movie Pass. It's a pretty absurd deal. It sounds too good to be true, and maybe it is in the long term, but right now that's how it works. Did you lose a bet where you have to do that impression every time Tim Allen is mentioned? I don't know what you're talking about. Remember when The Undertaker threw Mankind from Hell in the Cell through Tim Allen's table and he went, "Ugh"? Yeah, I remember that. See where you're coming from. I was kind of bored the first half of the movie, but ultimately thought it was pretty awesome. It had its moments. I mean, like I said, in a mediocre film, there's going to be some good stuff. It's going to be balanced out by some poopy stuff. There were things about it that I liked, you know, and there were some cool scenes. I thought the space scenes were well done, especially in comparison to Rogue One, where I felt like everything was like, I don't know, the sense of scale felt off. That has been fixed. I think that the space battles and stuff, definitely cool. So there's some good stuff going on. Be specific. I liked the early scene with kind of Kylo Ren leading a squadron of TIE fighters. You know, that space battle scene was kind of I don't know. It was a cool scene. It was a very entertaining kind of action sequence. See your best Darth Vader impression. I mean, it's kind of hard to do Darth Vader without the voice changer. You are a member of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. It's a pretty Porgs are adorable. You know, I think that they're going to be the stars of the last movie in this trilogy, in this arc. I think the Porgs are going to save the day. I think that it's going to come down to, like, you know, Rey versus Kylo Ren, and Kylo Ren's, you know, going to beat Rey, maybe even chop her hand off or something, you know, really just disable her, and he's going to be about to strike the killing blow. And then the Jedi Porg is going to reveal himself. He's, you know, Kylo Ren's going to have his lightsaber with the fucking handles on it ready to fucking strike the killing blow, and then he's going to hear this tiny little lightsaber sound. And he's going to look behind him, and there's going to be a Porg standing there with two red lightsabers, like... And that's going to be... The whole fucking theater is going to be on their feet. Would I eat a Kentucky Fried Porg? I've heard porg is good eating, but I've never had one myself. Darth bad guy with his red saber sword gonna do what the cool. Yeah, I agree. Darth bad guy, dude. Darth bad guy with his evil red light sword. It seems to me that most people think of The Last Jedi as the context of the books and comics really liked it, and most people that only care about the movies hated it or thought it was mediocre. Yeah, I couldn't really give a fuck about the comics or books, so I guess maybe that holds true for me. Paul, didn't you hate how The Last Jedi introduced new themes, character directions, and ideas? I don't know that it did that. I think that it recycled themes, character directions, and ideas from previous films. What sound does Tim Allen make when he orgasms? I think it sounds something like, Now that you've seen The Last Jedi, who's more evil, Snoke or Palpatine? I don't know which one's more evil, but I like Palpatine way better. So I guess Palpatine's way cooler. I did not see Sargon's review. You know, Sargon is not my cup of tea, and certainly not a dude I look for input from when a movie comes out. It's just, I don't know, not my deal. Sorgorn of Accord. Why do you hate I don't hate Sargon, I'm just not a fan. Hashtag Sargon a retard. I don't think Sargon is anyone's cup of tea. He's a weirdo. That's not true. He's a lot of people's cup of tea. Dude's got a huge audience. He just ain't mine. Sargon is great, but he panders to the right too much. You know, during that Destiny and Andy Worski debate that came up, that is the most compelling thing I think that Destiny brought up, and I didn't hear a good answer about it from Andy Worski. Is that the skeptosphere, as Destiny calls it, seems to have lurched to the social right in a big way, and it doesn't seem to serve skepticism at all. You think Sargon makes his points against the right clear and stringent? Sure, okay. Would you say you just haven't looked into Sargon, that you don't know enough? Yeah, not really. I wouldn't really say that. Not really. Sargon seems like he only obsesses with SJ. Well, I mean, like, look, that's a lot of the skeptic community now. You know, the boogeyman long ceased to be organized religion and started to be radical feminism and social justice and those sort of things quite some time ago. And I think that the horse has been beaten completely dead for a very long time. I think that a lot of people have realized that and have moved on from exclusively that kind of content. But there are still quite a few channels that their entire bread and butter is just SJW, 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 and it's like, okay, well, I mean, I think it's an important topic to keep your finger on the pulse of, because it's certainly a worrying social trend. But when it comes to things of actual substance, things that affect day-to-day life here in this country, there are far more pressing things to devote your time to. And a lot of those things have a right-wing conservative bent to them. So this cozying up of skeptical people with the right wing seems to be kind of self-destructive. Do you think SJWs are as big, or do you think they've diminished quite a bit? I don't think that they've diminished. I think that it's kind of gaining steam and becoming more socially integrated. I used to love Sargon when I was a lot more conservative. Andy Worski, Toon, Sargon, Doomed, etc. are beating a dead, rotting, smelly horse. That's why I look for people like TJ to watch. Well, I mean, I never really got into, you know, TJ was the person that I watched that kept me up to date on what was going on in SJW land. And other people's perspectives on it were just not really something I ever sought out. So, how long have you known DP was dead? How long have I known? About as long as everybody else. Paul, with everyone asking so many questions, I thought I would just ask the most important one. How have you been lately? Thank you for asking. I've been okay. SJWs have infiltrated every form of entertainment because they can label people anything that they want. Well, that, you know, that's why it's a worrying social trend. That's why it's worth paying attention to. But devoting all of your effort to making fun of stupid radical feminists on some super left-wing campus spouting off stupid fucking nonsense is kind of the definition of low-hanging fruit. Sorry for the sniffles and shit. I'm on the back end of a cough and head cold, and it seems like I've maybe gotten to the point of the fact that my sinuses are now ejecting all fucking horribleness. Paul has TJ AIDS. In this case, I think it actually is TJ AIDS. Sniffers are understandable considering everything that has happened to you. It's just a cold. Found Sargon when I wanted to know what Gamergate was. His constant serious angriness isn't too healthy to be exposed to for too long, I think. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not making any claims like that. I'm just not a fan. Paul, my man, I'm digging these Twilight Hour chats. Iron Sky, seen it. Nazis go to the moon in 45, come back. Also, sequel, have Lizard Hitler on a T-Rex. Cool. I'll check it out. I haven't seen it. I think there's like a video game called Iron Sky, if I'm not fucking mistaken. A point-and-click futuristic adventure game I played back in the day. I might be thinking of another game, though. Cormorgord. Paul, the internet skeptic community is barely even about skepticism anymore. It's just about making big deals about individual idiots and choosing to make fun of the low-hanging fruit. I mean, that seems to be kind of the core of it these days, which is a shame. because there really is nothing skeptical about that. Like, being a skeptic doesn't mean rabidly going after one topic to the exclusion of all other important topics. In a way, though, I'll be completely honest with you, the skeptic community went through a very similar thing with religion. There came a point where it was clear that religion was kind of a dead horse in terms of the conversation, and it still went on and on and on and on, and sucked up a lot of the skeptic community's time before it finally transitioned. So maybe that's just kind of a cyclical thing that happens within this community. Thanks for giving my drunk ass something to watch at 4 in the morning. You're welcome, my friend. I'm always happy to provide. Paul looks like he just reeks of MSG and lemonade. Wow. That'd be a good smell. I'd be cool with that. How do you feel about a last episode of DP and you bring everyone from every episode if they decide to volunteer? I don't know, dude. I think it would be nice, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Oh shit, I forgot this was live. Thanks for being on this late. Yeah, dude. How could you forget this is live? It's literally a show where I sit and read comments and talk about things with you guys. Which YouTuber is the worst low-hanging fruit abuser? I don't know, man. I have my hierarchy in my head. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, Worski is probably the one that I would say, if only because of the way that he acted after he was on the Drunken Peasants. I thought it was just like a completely sleazy maneuver. To come on the show and then, you know, go on his show and like badmouth all of us like we did something horrible to him because his performance didn't go over well with some people. Would you have made the same decision as TJ to kill DP if you had had the choice? It's kind of silly to speculate about what I would have done in TJ's position. The fact of the matter is that I was not. Worski episode was good, and he talked plenty. Guy must have had mental problems. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't think his appearance was one of my favorite appearances, but it certainly wasn't anywhere near as bad as he seemed to believe that it was. And the fact that his reaction to that perception of his appearance as bad in his own mind and the mind of some of our fans, I guess, caused him to try and throw us under the bus as if we were all fucking responsible for his bullshit, which was like, I don't know, it's just a shitty thing to do. You go back to school on the 3rd and I have to deal with constant anxiety at this point. Amid the uppity teachers, your streams are a nice distraction. Cool, man. Yeah. I know school can be fucking pretty crazy. Worski sucks, but Taro was the worst guest. Holy fuck. I don't think so. I don't think either one of those were the quote, end quote, worst guests. I got suspended for drawing a vagina on the board. Wow. That's a pretty... Dude, I bet you're a legend at your school, man. I bet they call you Chalkboard Pussy Phil or whatever your name is. Who's that guy over there? Dude, that's Chalkboard Pussy Phil, dude. Every time he's alone in a classroom, he can't help but draw a big old fucking flappy pussy on the board in chalk, and he gets suspended every time he does it. But I'm so glad I got to meet you and the guys at the LA meetup while DP was still a thing. Thank you so much for all the laughs. Yeah, dude, that was a great meetup, and you guys have provided me with a pretty endless fountain of laughs too. So thank you right back. Favorite Meshuga song? I don't really have one. Sorry, not a fan of the band. A teacher called Mr. Gay in junior high. I mean, sucks for him, I guess. The worst guess was the unfunny comedian. Okay. I don't know if that's true either, although he's definitely got to be in the running. I wish all the cast members of DP best of luck in their future endeavors, especially you, Paul. I know you're the one with the purest hearth among them. Oh, thank you. I don't know if that's true, but thank you all the same. Give me 1 second. I gotta go grab something to drink. I'll be right back. Little dino boy. What am I gonna do with you, boy? What am I gonna do with you, boy? Come on. Come see me. Yep, got a guest tonight on the show. It's a recurring guest here on Highdeology. The one, the only Mr. Dinor is with us. He was sleeping on the couch inside and barked at me when I went in to grab a Coke and desperately wanted to come out with me. So he's here. Oh, Joppa. You smell good. Dinor is the star of the show, yes. You can't eat my dog. Because I don't have a dog, I have a Dinor. This is not a dog. This is a Dinor. And there's a difference. Oof. There we go. There we go. Is that better? Oh, okay. You gonna get up there? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Well, there you go. I guess that needed to happen. He just wanted you guys to get to see some booty hole. I'm from Greece. No speak Igly. Long all live. Holy shit, dude. Long all live to Greece too, dude. No speak Greek, but long all live Greece. Give me $2 for him. Sold. Come take delivery. I'll give you $3.50. His brow makes him look like a Neanderthal. Really? Maybe I have a high percentage of Neanderthal DNA. Will you be on TJ's new podcast? Yes. Loch Ness Monster needs about $3.50. $3.50. Paul, why is your brow so prominent? I don't know, dude. Maybe there's a caveman in the wood pile. You know? You gotta fucking... You gotta figure that out yourself. I mean, I guess I do kind of have a pretty prominent brow because... And I'm lit from above, but still, you know... My brow overhangs my eyes enough to really cast a pretty deep well of shadow. So I can't deny that the brow ridge is pretty prominent. So I don't know, man. Maybe get Botox? Why do I want that? So I can walk around and be one of those women that doesn't have muscular control over their face anymore. They're just like, you got to do the fat lips too, because they all get the like collagen injections. So they're just like, see how smooth my skin is? Dr. Robinson is the best Botox surgeon in Los Angeles County. Well, I know a lot of girls do get collagen injections, but I didn't do that. These are my natural lips. Disgusting, dude. Highdeology, you know speak Greece. I'm sorry. I know. I know. Don't get mad at me. I know you like Greek people are like you don't want Greek people angry at you. Look, Greece. I don't speak. I know speak Greece. I'm sorry. I tried to speak Greece. Please don't use your clapping emoji on me again. That's scary. Sorry, friend. It's okay. It's okay, friend. I made a Greek friend, dude. This is Rastapopoulos, my Greek friend. Nobody better fuck with me, dude. You don't want to get a Greek guy pissed off. His name is Rastapopoulos. Rastapopoulos Papadopoulos, dude. Quit clapping at me, Leia. Or Leah. Or Lua. Greece is for fags and kitty diddlers. Dude, you better shut your mouth. That is not true. Greece is the cradle of modern democracy. You should thank your fucking lucky stars every day that Greece exists. Psycha Blyat to you too. Fuck your mother as well. Or whatever that means. Doesn't that mean fuck your mother? Something like that. Favorite DP song besides Salty Paul? I like Lazy J's Fan Jerk Anthem. That one's pretty good. I like that cover that somebody did of uh, "Wanted for Beating My Wife." If you've never heard that, try and find it on YouTube, man. That's one of the funniest fucking. That's one of the greatest Brett Keane parodies ever done. Are you sick? I'm on the tail end of a really, really bad chest cold and head cold, and all of it is trying to drain out at once, so I'm sniffling and I apologize. Excuse me. Will Cinema for Cynics keep up the amazingly funny goodness that I have come to love? Maybe even do a little more because of the DP thing. Cinema for Cynics is a different thing, but you know, I don't know. I always like making people laugh, and I may not always succeed at that, but I try anyway. Man, I'm just a gross fucking streamer tonight. I'm sniffling, I'm belching every fucking 3 seconds because I'm drinking this Coke Zero. Put your dick on YouTube. Put your dick on YouTube. Who has a huge weenus? Joppa is an unincorporated community in rural West Central Granger, Tennessee, USA. It rests below Joppa Mountain. Yeah, that's true. But Ween has a song called Joppa Road, and that's what I was thinking about when I named this stream, so I wasn't really thinking of Joppa, Tennessee. Although, Ween's song may be about Joppa, Tennessee. I don't know. Did I know that Brett made a video on DP's breakup? Yes. Most Highdeology stream titles do not make sense. That's only because you don't look for the meaning, dude. You don't dig deep enough. I smoked a lot of marijuana and I feel great. Good for you, my friend. Have you ever played Magic the Gathering? Yeah, I was a Magic the Gathering dork. I actually liked playing it. There's like an online version of it that allows you to build your own decks and play against people. And I got back into that in the last couple of years, actually. It's been a while since I played it, but it was fun. I have not finished SPQR. I need to, dude. I need to fucking tackle the rest of that book. I got about halfway through before the move started and things just got fucking crazy. So, but I really was enjoying my time with the book and I want to finish it. So thank you for reminding me. I need to jump back in. Senidus Populus K. Romanus. He's too fat to be doing shit to dorm clit. He's too busy shoveling his fat face in McDonald's cheese. McDonald's cheese? Whoa. Did you just accidentally invent the new fucking... You imagine, dude, Mickey D's mac and cheese? Why haven't they done this? Why haven't they done this, dude? Now, for a limited time only, golden, gooey, creamy Mickey D's mac and cheese. Only $2.49 with your purchase of any extra value meal. McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Give a detailed description of your belly button. Okay. Well, my mom told me that there was a doctor in town that was known for doing the best belly buttons. Apparently, doctors have got to do some shit to your belly button. And she wanted to make sure that that doctor was the doctor that did my belly button, and he was. So I've got an any belly button that isn't super deep, so I don't get like the crusty, belly button lint and shit, but it's not an outie. So it's pretty much the perfect belly button, dude. I hate to fucking tell you about it, but because I know a lot of people don't like their belly buttons and shit for various reasons, but I've got a mad decent belly button. Would you ever sport a Murse? Absolutely not, dude. I have far too much integrity and far too much fucking self regard to ever be caught carrying around one of those man bags, dude. There's a line. Because, I mean, what's next after that? So dudes are carrying purses around now. So are we going? Are there going to be dude high heels pretty soon? Like, is it going to be cool and okay? Dudes walking around wearing fucking 6-inch pumps. I mean, there's got to be a fucking line, dude. And I draw that line at carrying around a fucking man purse. I don't care how much black leather and gold fucking embossing on the, I don't know how much chunky fucking steel accenting you can do to a purse to make it manly. I've never seen it done though, for sure. Like, yeah, dude, we'll make it a purse, but we'll make it out of aged black leather with, big, thick, brushed steel accents. And it's like, it's still a fucking purse. Yeah, I'd sooner get a fanny pack, honestly. Like, I would get more use out of a fucking fanny pack than a man purse. Messenger bags look fine. I don't think so. But go ahead and rock one if you want to, dude. Make sure you put a nice comfy, like, quilt in there. And don't forget to put your sewing needles and your fucking yarn in your messenger bag before you go out. Yeah. Don't forget to grab a handful of tampons too, just in case. Throw them down in there in case Aunt Flo comes to town a couple days early. You and your intact belly button privilege, Paul. I have so many surgeries, it's basically got stretched out over about half my abdomen. Damn, dude. Sorry to hear that. You've got like a giant belly button crater. Like your belly button looks like one of those big moon craters and shit. Like your gut got hit by a fucking meteorite. I had an umbilical hernia that was completely invisible that I didn't know I had until I had laparoscopic surgery to remove my gallbladder. And it was discovered during that surgery and repaired during that surgery as an unexpected part of that surgery, and it was the worst part. Like, if I had just had my gallbladder out, I probably would have recovered in a week tops. But I was down for 3.5, I was down for almost a month with just being almost incapable of moving and functioning normally because of that umbilical hernia repair. A messenger bag doesn't look like a purse unless you know nothing about fashion, and no offense, Paul, but the only thing I won't take your advice on is what to wear so as to not appear out of the loop. I didn't say messenger bags were out of the loop. I said they were fruity. they might be out of the loop, but I wouldn't make a call on that. They're definitely fruity patootie though. Boom, Tetris for TJ. Boom, Tetris for TJ. Boom, Tetris for TJ. TJ's gonna want to do some cleanup. Giant belly button is a vagina to them. Is vagina. Belly button is vagina to them. A messenger bag can be pulled off in a business setting. Yeah, if you want to be the fruitiest dork at the fucking business meeting, I guess you could pull it off in that way. But You know, I can guarantee you the manliest man in that room isn't going to fucking pull a messenger bag off of his fucking shoulder and hang it over the back of the chair before starting the meeting. I mean, you can say what you want about the messenger bag. You want to wear one, dude, go for it. But yeah, I guess a messenger bag is doable if you're a motherfucking messenger. If your job is being a messenger, then a messenger bag is cool. If your job is not being a messenger, then you're just making excuses as a dude to walk around with a big old dude purse. And whatever, dude. All I gotta say is like that's not a choice that I would make. You know what I mean? Briefcase, yeah, backpacks, dude, duffel bags. There's all kinds of ways for a dude to get shit from one place to another that doesn't involve swinging a purse over your shoulder and putting on a pair of fucking high heels and bell bottom fucking slacks, dude. Putting on some lipstick, some eyeliner, taking the curlers out of your hair and going to work. Cargo pants are greater than everything. Dude, I know they're out of style, but man, I fucking love cargo pants. God damn it, dude. I wish that they would be cool again. Because, well, I mean, I really don't care that if they're cool again. I got cargo pants on right now, dude. Listen, you want to hear the Velcro? Oh, yeah, that's the cargo pants opening up to reveal the deep, extra side pockets. Yeah, dude, cargo pants are the fucking shit. Oh, yeah, dude, late 90s, early 2000s cargo pants. Like, yeah, dude, big baggy cargo pants in the 90s. Those were the best, dude. Am I a flip-flop guy? Not really. I don't wear a lot of flip-flops, so I guess probably not. I wish baggy flare 90s girl pants were back in. The skinny jeans shit is tough. Yeah. It looks pretty bad, but I got to say I don't miss like the high-waisted 90s girl pants. Dude, that shit had to go. That shit had to go. That high-waisted 90s chick pants thing where like with a shirt tucked into it. Man, that had to go bye-byes. So I'm glad not to see that, but yeah, I can empathize with having to squeeze yourself into these fucking tight ass pants now. Just get yoga pants because those are the best of both worlds. They're easy to objectify as a dude because they're just basically like, you know, pants that let you walk around without pants on. And as a chick, they got to be way more comfortable than squeezing your ass into a pair of those fucking jeans. So best, you know, everybody's happy. Those high-waisted pants on women are kind of hot though. I mean, you got different tastes than I do, dude. Yoga pants are great for seeing those moose knuckles walking around. The moose knuckles, dude. Oh boy. Are you depressed? Desperately and horribly. They create an illusion of more ass. I guess, kind of, maybe. I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is that yoga pants are doing. I don't know what the magic is, but I think it's basically just like I said, a pair of pants that's, you know, it looks as close to being naked from the waist down as you can possibly get without being naked from the waist down. Yoga pants are my shit, dude. The camel toe is fucking ungodly, though. You need a lot of front coverage, but I still give yoga pants a 10 to 10 because they made my ass look good. Well, there you go. There you go. Paul, you were my favorite member of the show, and you still are. Well, thank you, Simal Blige Olazar. Messenger bags, dude. Pants and yoga should not go together. Let your scalps breathe. Okay. Are you into WoW? No, not really. I've been thinking about trying the new WoW Classic shit when it comes out, but I haven't really decided. I know I don't have enough time to really genuinely play it, so it's probably best that I don't. Vape, 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 vapity, vape, 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 vapity, vape, 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 vapity, vape, 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 vapity, vape. Yeah. And if you want to raise single eyebrows when you walk into a room, get the awesome Cinema for Cynics messenger bag, dudes. It's a giant purse for you sexually ambiguous male fans out there. Emblazoned on the front with a high-quality, double-frowning theater mask Cinema for Cynics logo, you are sure to cause confusion and questions about your sexuality in all of your coworkers. Paul, please tell an acid trip story. Fuck, it's raining really hard outside. I don't know. Like, the one that's still clearest in my mind is the last one that I had when TJ and Chelsea and Ashley and I all went out into the woods and got a cabin and built fires and tripped there. And that was a very, very cool trip. It was definitely not a happy trip all the way through, though. I got very, very disgusted with humanity at one point during the trip in a way that even a cynical neck-bearded fuck like me, usually doesn't go to. And I remember looking at the fire dying down with TJ, and it looked kind of like, it just was evocative of a galaxy with the glowing embers slowly going out, and it was entropy. And making that connection, it just kind of made me sick to look at it. There was a point in that acid trip where all of us were chilling in a big hot tub. And, we each had our little corner of the hot tub, and we're just sitting in there tripping, and the surface of the hot tub water became curved for me, and I started to, I've talked about this before, but I started to feel like I was this giant who was swimming on the globe, if that makes sense. Like that the water that I was in was part of a round globe, and that all the people in the hot tub with me were different continents on that globe. And very soon I started to pay attention to the conversations that were happening in the hot tub, and I started to assign like political stereotypes to each person so that they became countries on these continents, or cultures on these continents. It was a really strange trip, but it was really cool and really memorable. And I felt like I was just a big giant simmering in the globe, in my little portion of the ocean. and the bubbles on the surface were land masses. You know how that, when you got the jets on and the bubbles on in a hot tub, how the surface of the water has all those thousands of tiny little bubbles that are constantly moving and shifting. One of the coolest parts about that too was after I jumped in the, after we all got out of the hot tub, I jumped in the shower real quick just to rinse the chlorine off myself. And I closed my eyes, and I had the strongest closed eye visuals that I've ever had in the shower. I had the shower on, and it was just kind of hitting my face, and I closed my eyes, and man, it was all very connected to that same kind of theme of being in the globe and bathing in the globe. But it was just, I don't know, man, it's just hard to explain. I felt like I was back there, and it was the most real feeling ever. Like, it wasn't just like reminiscent of being back in that hot tub and feeling that way. It just was that again. But in this case, I was standing in the shower, so it was a completely different idea, completely different. I don't know. It's hard to explain sometimes, the nuances of that kind of a trip to people. Um, I remember spending a lot of time just kind of laying in the common area of the cabin that we rented, looking at things on the wall, looking at the ceiling that was made out of these big wood beams, and just examining those things very closely. Not even really any strong visuals associated with it, but I can still remember how amazing it felt to look at the things in that room. And it's hard to give the character of that to people with a story. LSD can only truly be explained well to someone else who has done it. I kind of agreed to an extent, because it really especially a hallucinatory trip. That is something that, you know you really, really cannot explain what that's like to a person that's never experienced it, and how worrying and exciting at the same time it can be to see something that isn't there in a very real way, a very tangible, you know, a way that you could feel. Some of the strongest visual hallucinations I ever got happened when I first tripped with TJ and Ben for the first time out in Ohio. And I think it was because TJ's room at that place uh, was decorated in such a way that it was very, very easy to focus on many different parts of the room and to allow your mind to chew on those things. But I'll never forget the peak of that trip. I mean, that was just an amazingly, TJ had posters all over his room of different things. He had the Cheshire Cat on his wall, and a bunch of Manson posters, and some Walking Dead posters, and this and that, and just a kind of a collection of weird, macabre things all over the room. And all of those things came to life. All of those things, if I looked at them for longer than a second or two, had a life of their own. The Cheshire Cat would disappear. It's the craziest shit, you know. It's because you're looking at this iconic image of the Cheshire Cat from Disney's Alice in Wonderland, very stylized version, but very clearly that's what it is. And with LSD, your mind can make that cat just disappear from the poster. And it would do that routinely to me. I would look at it, and it would be there with its big grin, and then it would be gone, and just the grin would be there. And then the grin would disappear as well, and it would just be the swirling psychedelic background. And then I'd look away, and I'd look back, and he'd be back. There was a particular poster of Manson in TJ's bedroom that was not only constantly changing subtly who he was. His face was very malleable, but he always remained the same size. But sometimes it was a skull, and sometimes it was Manson, and sometimes it was the devil, and sometimes it was this angelic female figure. but it was always speaking the thoughts that I was here. Like it's hard to explain. If I was thinking in my mind like, "Whoa, that's weird," I would look at that Manson portrait, and as I was thinking, "Whoa, that's weird," the the mouth, whether it was a skeletal mouth or that Manson or it's a devilish demonic kind of figure, would say that thought. It would mouth that thought. Whoa, that's weird. It's just it's a very hard thing to explain to people, and that's just a subtle little thing about that trip that's very memorable to me. Paul, how's your beard? Also, Allahu Akbar. Holy shit. What the fuck? That there was a another trip in Ohio where we watched the Dark Side of the Rainbow, which is it's something that I've done one other time while tripping, and this time it was just a completely different experience. I think my trip was kind of peaking right around the Munchkin scene, where they all come out and they're all the little guilds of Munchkins are coming out and they're all dancing and ushering her down the yellow brick road, and I was just absolutely, completely filled to the brim of myself with joy at that for those little Munchkins. I could feel all of their little intentions, and all their pride in being in this film, and all just all of that. Like all of I was of course projecting my thoughts onto them, but it didn't feel that way in the moment. It felt like their pride and desire to give a good performance and desire to send something back to their families, that showed that they were productive and successful and being part of this whimsical film, and all of those things, all of those things that I projected onto them. It felt like it was radiating from them to me. And it just filled me up like a big balloon until I was overcome with like laughter that was almost crying. It was a great feeling, and it's one of those things that I'll never forget. Are there any places you would most like to trip? For me, it was the crystal room of a cave we went to. I mean, I don't know if I'd want to be down in a fucking cave tripping. It would be a cool room to be in, sure, but I don't know. You got to be in a safer place than that. You got to have a bed that you can crawl into if you need to. You know what I mean? I don't know about just being out in a cave. But certainly, like the wilderness, I'd love to trip in a redwood forest um, at some point and just fucking, you know, I don't know. That would be just amazing on a crisp night, the clear sky up above. That would be a pretty ideal place for me. The ocean as well. I'd love to trip on a nice stretch of semi-deserted beach somewhere. Drown, bad idea. I mean, I guess maybe you're right. I'd like to say that I wouldn't get in the water, but I've been known to wade out into the ocean sometimes just to kind of feel the waves and shit, and I don't know that I'd be able to resist that, and that may not be a smart thing to do in the middle of the night tripping on acid. Can you dissect hallucinations, rationalize them away? I mean, your mind, at least my mind, is constantly doing that. I can simultaneously look at something and see it happening and be amazed by it, and have this check and balance in my mind that's going, this is the drug. You know what I mean? That Manson poster otherwise would not be talking. It would not be, shifting worryingly between a skull and a caricature of the devil and some weird blonde woman, and then back to Manson, and then back to different types of Manson, like Manson at different points in his career and life and different get-ups, and the Cheshire Cat would not be disappearing. You've got this kind of running dialogue of, at least I do, of rationality that's undercutting what you're seeing. So you never really genuinely believe it, but you've also got this strong pull from the drug and from your mind itself that's intrigued by these things to allow it to feel like it's real. It's a hard thing to explain. It really is. Any comments on the Kraut NT situation? Not really. I'm bored with it. I hope that the drama's over now, so maybe some interesting drama will happen. It's also chemically altering your organic machine known as your brain. Yeah, I like that you used your twice. Yeah, that's definitely the case. It's your brain, and you can alter it however you want. What would be your worst place to trip? Like, for me, it would be a coffin. I mean, yeah, I think the coffin is coffin would be the worst place to kind of ride anything out. But, like, a place that you genuinely might find yourself, like, I would hate to trip on acid at a busy place like a mall, or because I was just there, it would be a horror. I mean, like, it would be fun to trip at if you could go alone by yourself, but Disneyland or something like that, oh my god, dude, just anywhere where there was just a mob of crowds, I can imagine, would just get absolutely overwhelming. Yeah, the DMV waiting room would be a horrible place to ride out a trip. Walmart on Black Friday, yeah, oh my god, dude. Holy shit. A dude tripping on acid at a monster truck rally. I bet that would be kind of interesting to look at. One of the cool things about acid, though, is I can get overstimulated, like, mentally and visually, very, very easily on acid. Here's a little story that's not, it's not something that's, this is a kind of a bad part of acid. But I tripped on acid one time with TJ, and Ashley was there, wasn't tripping herself this time, and we were watching crazy YouTube videos. TJ was doing this YouTube deep dive thing, and he was searching for all these weird things. It's actually the session that gave birth to Stone Boy, because he searched for Stone, BWOY, Stone Boy, and that's what came up, was Lewin and Stone Boy hold the mic and all that shit. But during that, he kept watching these weirder and weirder videos, and there would be people dancing. It was just like moving so quickly from one strange YouTube video to the next, and my brain trying to chew its way in an LSD-addled stupor through that, got me visually and kind of emotionally overstimulated, to the point where I was sitting next to Ashley, and something happened on the screen. It was like I think it was one of those fail compilations where people fall or whatever, and we were watching that, and I didn't mean to hurt anybody. I grabbed Ashley's arm out of fear, like, because something happened on the screen, somebody fell or something hit, that I grabbed Ashley's arm really hard, and it actually left a bruise on her arm from just how hard and I didn't mean to. I wasn't trying to hurt anybody. I was trying to I guess, shield myself in a way from the stimulation of watching those weird compilation videos on YouTube. And it left, you know, a bruise on her arm from where I grabbed her very hard. So you're abusing Ashley now? Yeah, dude. Domestic abuse situation. How do you feel about James Rolfe's philosophy of not spoiling movies, not even really old ones like Planet of the Apes? I I think it's a personally fine philosophy to live by. I don't see the value in not spoiling anything. I think it limits how you can talk about a film if you can't spoil specifics about it. So I clearly don't share the same vision, but I think it's a fine uh, way to conduct yourself professionally as a reviewer. Arm gates, yeah, I know. I felt awful too. I felt so bad. It dragged my trip down for a while because it was a completely and totally unintentional thing. It was just kind of a fight or flight response. I wasn't even looking at her when it happened. I was looking up at the screen at whatever happened, and some dude fell over, and I just grabbed for her. And Ashley's arm is a hashtag Me Too member now. Have you ever dealt with extreme paranoia from smoking weed or nah? Not extreme, but I've certainly had like bouts of paranoid flights of fancy. Um, Way more in my younger years than in recent times. Oh, God. The first few times I smoked weed, I got super paranoid. It goes away the more you smoke. Yeah, I think so too. How do you feel about TJ's Choice? I don't know why, but that makes me think of some Oscar bait movie. TJ's Choice, a heart wrenching film about I don't know. How do I feel about TJ's Choice? I'm um, I'm excited for the future, and I agree with his choice. I think that it was the right decision to make for everyone involved. What are some of your best memories of the Drunken Peasants? Meeting the guys for the first time in person, that whole LA trip and meetup was just a fantastic time in my life. Um, Getting to meet fans at meetups, just some of the funny, spontaneous moments that happened with everybody that had everybody giggling like a bunch of fucking schoolgirls and shit. Like anytime something would happen on the show that made us all crack up, whether I was the genesis of that or not, it just felt great to laugh with everybody. And I like to think that during a lot of those times where we all just kind of lost our shit laughing, that a lot of you out there uh, were laughing along with us, and that I think is the thing I'll miss the most about the show. Is those moments where we're all just riffing on something together and everybody's just cracking up. So just fuck Ben then. I was talking about the show, and Ben has always been a part of the show, so I include Ben in everything I just said. Have you ever considered doing voice acting for animation? Your voices are awesome. I mean, that would be a great little career to get into, but I have no idea, what, like how you even break into something like voice acting and shit. So it's never really been something that I pursued at all. Paul, why do you stream at 4:30 a.m.? You may as well ask the moon, why it looks like it's made out of Swiss cheese, dude. I stream, therefore I am. Now is a good time to stream. Any time is a good time to stream, my friend. These late night hours are often kind of like when my brain goes through its last cycle of like, yeah, before it calms down before sleep, so. Does anyone know if Plan C will be re-uploaded? I hope that a copy of it surfaces somewhere, but for now I think it is gorn with the wind. What are you doing for New Year's Eve? I know I'm gonna get drunk. That is for absolutely certain. Beyond that, I don't know. It's going to be a few weeks before my DNA results get back, but I think there's still probably another 6 weeks or so to go. Why are you up at 4:31 in the morning? Why are you up at 4:30 in the morning, motherfucker? Huh? Did you enjoy life in Seattle? Yes. I really liked that area of the world. It's, especially the area that we were in, is a pretty insanely expensive place to live. But I will never forget how cool it was to live there. I'm kind of a country bumpkin. I was raised in a very, very small town, and living in a bustling metropolitan downtown kind of setting was so cool and so different and so designed around convenience. I mean, it's hard to overstate. I lived in an apartment when I was there that was literally on top of a grocery store. So going grocery shopping for me meant going down the elevator and cutting through a little parking lot area, and I'm in a grocery store, and I grab whatever it is I need, and then I just walk back to my apartment. I mean, it was just insanely cool to live in a place where everything is so centralized and designed around convenience. Uber there was just a fact of life. It was like everybody used it, and there were tons of Uber cars constantly. I mean, it was so quick and easy to get an Uber there, and pretty cheap if you were like a monthly Uber subscriber. So it was just a kind of a life designed around not having a car, having a kind of a sparser amount of possessions because you've got less room, but making up for that with the fact that you live in this bustling downtown metropolitan area that has everything that you could ever really need within walking distance of where you're at. And that's a really really neat thing. Why did you move with TJ if you loved it? Because money got tight due to the adpocalypse, and the money that I was spending to stay there was exorbitant, given that that money was kind of falling off, and so that was that. You know, it was a almost purely financial decision. San Antonio versus Seattle. I liked San Antonio. Which would I prefer to live in? Seattle, but that I don't mean that as a slight against San Antonio. I found San Antonio to actually be a really enjoyable place to live. I liked a lot about San Antonio, so. Portland's a real cool place. Yeah, I'd like to go to Portland at some point. Do you still stream games, Paul? It's been a while since I did. I've actually been thinking about doing it recently, but just some low key streams of one kind or another. Anyway, my battery is about to run dry once again. So thank you all for joining me this late night, and I will talk to you some other time.